So many congratulations for making such a masterpiece, and also making such an incredible film that honors someone, obviously, that you just loved so much and impacted your life. As a teacher myself, as a theater teacher myself, I absolutely come here. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Obviously, we know the inspiration for this. So now, I think you started the script, yes? Can you tell us, I'm just going to open this up to both of you gorgeous humans. So could you tell us first, how did you come about writing this script? Like, your life story is just astonishing and quite incredible. And we are so glad that you had someone to guide you through, and that you are here and you are with us. Because through this film, obviously, you're going to inspire others and let others know that, yes, you can do this and it's going to be okay. So please share with us.
Yeah, Stan encouraged me to do this. And in fact, he helped me write the first version of the script. So, because I didn't know all of the things that he thought when I wasn't there. So I needed him to tell me those stories from his perspective. And, but he always said, Nate, you have an incredible story to tell. And I said, we have an incredible story to tell. It's much your story, it's mine. It doesn't exist without him. So, yeah, just, it was a great thing to write. It was very hard to write. Putting the worst of you out for the world to see is really hard. But we both felt that it's a story that the world needs to see. And that's where we started.
Thank you. So, in any storytelling, there's a risk. Like, will people like this? Will they hate it? Oh no, I'm pouring my... What did he tell you as you were beginning this journey of writing that reminded you that it was okay to risk?
Yeah, he really wanted to show that as humans we can change if we choose to change. And sometimes we need help, and I certainly did. I was a pretty confused individual, and but he was always there, and he always stood by me, and he encouraged me. And when you want to change, you can make those changes.
So we're going to shift gears a little bit. I need you to have some time to recover.
Yeah.
Okay? We all love you so much. So tell me about your part of the journey with this film. How did this all come to happen? So we have this incredible script that's compelling and tells the truth so honestly. What was the next step?
Yeah, so my role, I was the producer in the film, and that first draft of the script was written 10 years ago. So, he started this journey with a writer friend of his, and then Nate went on the journey of trying to get this made into a movie. So he met producers along the way, met writers, other people that helped him kind of introduce to Jared and Damien, his brother, and the other Harris brother as well, and Jamie and Damien and Jared, they all came on board. It was an amazing journey for Nate, and I came on about 3 years ago, just after COVID, when some funding, things changed and shifted. I had known Nate for years. We went to the same high school. I went to Garden Spot High School as well. Yeah. So
did you
I knew Stan. The year I attended high school, Stan retired, but he was a community theater. When he retired, he did a ton of community theater. Like, you couldn't stop the guy from directing. I mean, and it was incredible, his story. So my mom runs a community theater, and he was the director there. So I knew Stan from that, and he kept telling me, you gotta talk to Nate, we're making this film, you gotta do this thing. And I have a production company, but I was growing as a producer, and I wasn't quite ready 10 years ago. Like, I was still growing a lot and learning a lot. So 3 years ago, I came on board, and it all made sense for me. now my wife and I met at that high school. I mean, there was so many family connections to me and Nate and this story. And then a lot of other people in our community. Was all privately raised finances from Lancaster, from Pennsylvania, by people that were impacted by Stan and Nate's story. So even a couple people that are here today that traveled with us, invested in it, because one of them was a student of Stan as well. And I mean, just like Stan knew everybody for real, that's how the film got funded, because everybody knew of him, in the community. Knew, we talked to them, for funding, like, oh yeah, I know Stan. Like, I knew him. I actually, 45 years ago, he was a teacher of mine. It was like literally his first year of teaching. This is somebody that invested in the film. It was like, my junior year in high school, I had him, and I never forget him. Like, and that was 45 years ago. Like, that was the teacher that he was. He impacted, like I said at the end, I mean, nobody more than Nate, but a lot of people in the community. So his memory, lives on from the film. And that's why I joined, and that's why all the investors joined, because Nate and, Stan's story is so inspirational. And like, Stan gave his life for the small town of New Holland, Pennsylvania, a little tiny town in the middle of nowhere. It's time for his story to get shared with the world.
Thank you. What is the next step for this film? I'm really retentive and picky, and I'm not a film snob, but I really like theater well done or film well done. This is a beautiful, beautiful story. It's so well told. What is the next step for this film?
So the last 5 months we've been on the festival circuit. We started last fall in Indianapolis, and this is actually our last film festival. And we're in the distribution phase right now, finding the right distribution partner to hopefully launch it to the public this fall in a theatrical release, partnering with some nonprofits that deal with child homelessness and foster care and advocacy even for mental health as well. We're looking for partners like that to kind of roll this out across the country, and also bring help to people and inspiration to people like Nate, and then people like Stan to help people in their communities. So it's a mission film. And that's why Nate started writing his story down. He wanted to use everything that he learned and that Stan went through to teach others. So we're fighting, there's a lot of independent filmmakers in this room. Distribution is not easy. It's just as hard as making the movie. So we're fighting the fight with that, but it's going overall well. It's just a journey to get there.
Thank you. We have the Omaha Film Festival sent some messages out to teachers to come and see the film, and I think we have some other theater teachers. If you are a theater teacher or a teacher, could you raise your hand so we could see you? I think yes. So thank you for all you do. And I'm gonna say this, please. I know your mom would be so bloody proud of you. So proud, so proud. This is just gorgeous. Thank you so much for your willingness to risk and share. All right, gorgeous humans, yes.
Can I say one more thing?
Of course.
The one thing that would help us right now as we're in this phase is just Brave the Dark on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook, and just follow us, share, comment, even review us on, if you search for us online, there's places to review the film. Vote as well. Little plug. Please vote. Anything like this is a good memento for independent films. And thank you for supporting this film tonight and being here with us.
Thank you for coming and bringing this. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much time we have because I don't have anyone in the doorway going, Jennifer, you're talking too much. So I am going to open this up. I know we have some questions that you in the audience are going, oh, please, we want to know. Yes.
Do you know Jim and Stephanie Shirk?
Yes.
This is her daughter.
Hello. Had so much fun on the farm shooting.
It was so cool to see the farm on the film. I am so happy it was just incredible to watch it. You captured it in such a beautiful way. I am honored that you chose our farm for this film.
Yeah, it was such a blessing to use that community.
Explain who this gorgeous human is. to us.
So the farm, young Nate's, like the grandparents'
Uh-huh.
farm, that's her parents' and family's farm. She grew up there. Yeah, yeah. And her grandfather was actually the one that was holding, pulling like the boxes with Nate when he was like on the voicemail. That was your grandfather, right?
Yeah, that's
He was
Yeah.
incredible.
So yeah, he was. So yeah, she happens to be here, and so she came. It's amazing in Nebraska, so came to watch the film here. So yeah.
That's amazing, that's amazing. What other questions do we have?
Not really a question, my wife won't say it, but she went to Garden Spot as well.
Oh, what?
And Tess Law is her niece.
Oh, really? She was involved. Okay, nice.
Diana Law
Yeah, okay.
is my cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Diana Lowe.
I went-
Oh, my word.
I went to test.
You're
Yeah.
Diana.
Okay.
So we're having class reunions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who would have thought Omaha, right? You know, small town USA meets small town USA, Lancaster and Omaha.
I love the story, and I just want to know what was embellished, if anything. Like, where did you get to take some fun liberties, or is everything like exactly how you remembered it?
It's very, 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 very close. Some of the boys, like I hung out with a lot of different guys, and we did a lot of bad things. So it wasn't just the 4 guys. There was like, these 4 guys did this, but then these 2 guys did this. It was too hard to like make that. And the girlfriend was 2 different girls, but we just couldn't do that to the audience. So, you know, it's over 1.5 years of time in the film. So, but for the most part, I mean, it's going to my mom's grave. That scene is just so powerful for me because that's where the healing began for me. It was the first time I was actually at my mom's grave because I didn't get to go to the funeral. So I had never even known where it was. And that was the first thing we did after I got, you know, help.
Yeah, just simplifying the story a bit when there's so many complexities. I mean, Nate did more than just rob one store. Sorry, Nate. But to simplify the story, you know, there was lots of things that happened, but you know, you kind of have to, you have 2 hours. You know.
So we would say as a parent that Nate made some very interesting choices growing up, yes. We have a question or comment over here.
Yeah, so your fundraising for the film, I mean, I'm just curious with budget because I went to IMDb and I see like your DP and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then like, how did you land that dude? And then like even the actor, I mean like, Harris's son, you know, like,
I know.
like tell me about that and how that's going to affect your distribution deal, right? Because that's big.
Yeah, we were super fortunate with the crew, with the cast, everybody. People joined the team because they were so inspired by the story. You know, we got people every step of the way. That, you know, all the music was performed by a live orchestra that worked on the Indiana Jones film. We actually recorded it at the Warner Brothers lot. Like, it was incredible. So, you know, the movie it's bigger than what it shows on screen because we got really fortunate that people came in and just like worked with us and worked on an indie budget. And Jared read the script through a friend of a friend of a friend that like handed it to him, and Damien, his brother, read. I mean, it was kind of crazy how it all. I mean, it's 10 years of like planting seeds. You know, if anything, encouragement for independent filmmakers is keep planting seeds. You know, you don't know how it's going to end up going. I mean, Nate just started in a room with his friend writing the script 10 years ago, and we're sitting here. So, yeah.
Damien, the director,
Is Jared's brother. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, Damien was the first person to read the script in the Harris family. He got it through his stepdad, and then through a friend, one of the producers that shared it with him. And then Damien had Jared read it, secretly hoping he would play Stan. And really, he was like, "What do you think about this script I'm thinking about doing?" And he's like, "Why don't I play Stan?" So it's like, "Oh, it's a great idea, Jared." You know. Yeah, and it was before Chernobyl too. So Chernobyl happened, and then we kind of, you know, it was pretty cool.
That's incredible.
So we're
That's
hoping all
incredible.
these things lead to that, you know, distribution and then the right eyeballs on the film. Yeah, exactly.
I think we all have a feeling some very good things are going to happen with this film. That was
Thank
just,
you.
it was just stunning. So, Amazing Humans, could you please, one more time, help me congratulate these